Yo, let's get in. Let's get in. Lakers versus the Mavs. Lakers, Mavs, let's get in. Lakers are terrible. Lakers are trash, man. Oh, absolutely, they're trash. They absolutely trash. 114-97. How you losing to the bench? It's a bunch of bench players in here today. This is wild, man. This is totally wild, man. No Kyrie, no Luka. 114-97. No Kyrie, no Luka. They've been beating up on easy teams, so the Lakers been beating up on trash teams. And this is even more embarrassing because there's no Kyrie and there's no Luka. There's no Kyrie, there's no Luka in this game. So this is a major L for the Lakers. What happened to D'Angelo Russell? Huh? 3 and deep. They're supposed to win this game, this easy game. There's no Kyrie, there's no Luka. They have no business losing this game. And they're not just losing the game, they're getting blown out of the game. 116-97. But all we heard tonight was the Glazers talking about that dunk that LeBron James did. The left-hand dunk, and they tried to compare it to Michael Jordan. Bruh, come on, man. Come on, man. Fakers are getting blown out, man. You thought, yeah, I thought he was the king, too. I thought he was the king. I thought he was the king, too, man. He getting. Hey, this is embarrassing, man. No, I do not. I do not. What's going on? Hello, how you doing? Everybody just watching the Lakers game. Lakers getting blown out, man. 118-97. There was no Kyrie. There was no Luka Doncic in the game. This is embarrassing, man. This is totally embarrassing. So imagine what would have happened if Luka Doncic played, thank you. Imagine what happened if Luka Doncic played. Make sure you hit the like button, or Kyrie would have played, man. They probably would have won by more. Blowout, man. Straight blowout. But all we're going to hear is LeBron James in that dunk. And they're going to they really tried to compare it to Michael Jordan when he did the one hand and he came up with the left hand in the 1991 NBA Finals. I'm like, how you going to compare that little dunk he did, man? He was wide open on the dunk in the first place with the left hand dunk, man. They're going to do anything to try to push that narrative. But the real narrative is that he lost tonight. And there was no No Luka, because Luka been out for a whole entire month with a strained calf. Luka's out with a strained calf for the entire month. So he won't be back, they said, or reevaluated to January 25th. And then Kyrie Irving has a bulging disc. So he was waiting for the Dallas Mavericks. They were on a 4-game losing streak without their starters. And they broke their losing streak against the Lakers. So that's something right there, man. That's something right there. There's no, like I said, no Kyrie, no Luka, and the Lakers didn't really have a game plan for tonight's game. So they really couldn't guard, anybody on the Dallas Mavericks team. Spencer Dinwiddie, who y'all laughed at, who was on the Lakers team, he killed them tonight. Spencer Dinwiddie killed them tonight, okay? Klay Thompson came up big with a couple of 3-point shots when they needed it. So looking at this current Lakers team as constructed, LeBron is just once again here to rack up stats. Okay, he passed Dirk Nowitzki. He passed Michael Jordan, played 8 more seasons than Michael Jordan, 562 games just to tie him for the most 30-point games. And then after that, he eventually passed him a couple nights ago. They lost to the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets were blowing them out, and Houston Rockets are also shorthanded also. They got an incredible amount of free throws against the Houston Rockets to try to bring them back into a close game. And with that being said, it came down to what they call a missed call or a missed timeout by LeBron. But I don't think they were going to win that game against the Rockets. So there's a 2-game losing streak. If I'm not mistaken, I believe they have the Dallas Mavericks next. If I'm not mistaken. So, not the Dallas Mavericks, the San Antonio Spurs. They played the Mavericks tonight, but the Spurs, they may have on a back-to-back. They may have the Spurs on a back-to-back. Oh, no, they got the Hornets. So that could go either way, That could go either way. They got the Hornets, then they got the Spurs on Saturday, and they got the Spurs on Monday. They got the Miami Heat on Wednesday, the Nets. So the Heat, that may be a tough game. I don't really know what's going on with the Jimmy Butler situation, if he's going to stay in Miami. You guys let me know if he's going to get traded. If you think he's going to get traded, but just what team he's going to get traded to. Make sure you hit the like button because Pat Riley's probably not going to keep Jimmy Butler in Miami because there is some contention there. So I think Pat Riley is probably running some of the players. He's old school, man. He's old school. So Jimmy Butler is probably out of there. So I don't know how the Heat are going to fare against the Lakers without Jimmy Butler. He's on a 7-game suspension also. And then you got the Nets. Kawhi Leonard is back. You got the Clippers. So they're going to play the Clippers, the Washington Wizards, and then they have the Boston Celtics. So the month is so. I don't know how the Warriors, they need to make a move too. January 25th is when they play them. Jonathan Kuminga is out with a sprained ankle. So the month of January, they got the 76ers, who are incredibly disappointing with Embiid and Paul George. The Wizards. And then, so they got the Wizards, the 76ers, the Hornets, the Warriors, the Celtics, the Wizards, the Clippers. So hopefully Kawhi still be in the lineup and he's not injured by that time. But, tonight, I just want to I know they started pouring the honey over LeBron, and LeBron sexual started glazing on LeBron James after he did that left-hand dunk, and they wanted to compare it to MJ's, and it wasn't because Michael Jordan hung in the air, number one. That was why they called him Air Jordan. So he was hanging in the air, and his ability to maneuver and to adjust in the mid-air to avoid Sam Perkins blocking the shot just made it iconic. So, and it was in a winning situation. Michael Jordan did this in the game, and they won. So, that is key. They won. Tonight, this dunk that LeBron did down the lane, this one-hand dunk he did down the lane, they lost and they got blown out. So that's all I pretty much got to say about that. Is just like, stop trying to convince us. You know, it's like, oh, he's in year 22. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so what? He's in year 22. It's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know why they try to really manipulate the situation and try to make us believe, you know. Yeah. So also, we also know that Skip Bayless has got some stuff going on with Fox. I've been seeing that right here was $1.5 million, where he said he tried to pay $1.5 million for the box. You guys know what I'm talking about, the peach. I was watching Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith says it's unlike Skip Bayless. He's a very cheap person. He don't even want to spend $15. So maybe there's a shakedown or something going on at Fox Network. I guess we're going to have to get more details. If you think that Skip Bayless, I'm not saying anything, anybody is possible to anything, you know, it's not saying that anybody's perfect. So, but they think that this could be some type of setup with Joy Taylor of her trying to maneuver her way to the top. You know, once again, man, you got to be really careful in the workforce. If these allegations are true against Skip Bayless, this could ruin his entire career. He has a career in journalism, a lengthy career in journalism. So if these allegations prove to be true, one allegation like this of sexual misconduct could destroy his whole career. So let me know what you guys think about that. But I'm listening to Chuck now, and he's like, man, these Dallas Mavericks lost 5 in a row. And he said Lakers are not any good. Right, that's what they're going to say. But I agree with Chuck. The Lakers aren't any good. They've been beating up on teams that are weak. They've been beating up on weak teams. And so, you know, they've been beating up on the Trailblazers, man, the Utah Jazz, you know, the San Antonio Spurs were when they were kind of below average and missing some starters. The matchups that they had favored them. So it's like, you know, they look good, you know, when they dominate those matchups. And then when they come against a contending team, they get exposed. So, you know, it's kind of hard to make that judgment, you know. But I wouldn't be surprised, once again, if they get carried into the playoffs. You know, they want to, to me, if you lose a game without Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving in the lineup and you got all your starters, then, you know, right then and there, that tells you that's one of the weakest 4 seeds that we can find. Chuck. He said that they blame Darvin Ham, D'Angelo Russell, Frank Vogel is always somebody's fault. Right.
You don't always blame other people for your shortcomings. Well, I don't know if it's, if other people have those guys, that means that they should be playing better. Because you got AD and LeBron. So
Yeah.
it's got to do with style of play.
They got this. Kenny Smith is sitting up here trying to make excuses for this game tonight. This is ridiculous. I love what Charles Barkley said. He said they blaming everybody. It was Russell Westbrook. Come on, Chuck. Get him, Chuck. Get him, Chuck. Hey, Chuck telling the truth. Every year is somebody else, man. Every year is somebody else, man. I just said this on my live. So now they got the trade that they wanted with Dorian Finney-Smith on there, Shake Milton, and it's always something, man. So I agree with him. So they're going to get to the playoffs. They're going to get carried to the playoffs, and they're going to end up losing to they're going to end up losing to the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic, and they all LeBron sexuals are going to cry, what's up? And they're going to say they ain't have enough help. That's what's going to happen. I'm listening to Charles Barkley now. Charles Barkley, Kenny is defending the Lakers, but Charles Barkley said there's no excuse. Who is to blame now? You got the trade that you want. You got the trade you want. So, I mean, who else is it that you're going to blame now? Who else you going to blame now? Ain't nobody else to blame now. At this particular point, the LA Lakers are not going to be any good until they remodel their team. And what I mean by remodel, reconstruct, they're going to need to start with the person who holds the ball the most. And that person is LeBron James. They're going to have to get rid of him. He slows them down because he's holding the ball in his hand too long. They got some young talent on their team, but they got to rebuild this team because the definition of insanity is constantly doing the same thing over and over and not getting any results. So they're doing the same thing over and over, and they're not getting any results. And what I mean by over and over is they allow LeBron to dictate the players on the team, the coaches. If he don't like what's going on, you got to get this player out of here. That kind of stuff it hasn't worked since 2019, man. You don't build your team around an aging superstar. So that's what I got to say about that, man. A hell of a game by the Dallas Mavericks. I thought that this was going to be a blowout. So if I had to bet on this game, I had bet on the Lakers. I would have had bet on the Lakers just because of, seeing what I saw, in terms of the Dallas Mavericks over the last 5 games. So they were able to beat the Lakers with, ball movement, penetration, and knocking down 3-point shots. And they couldn't keep up with the pace of the game. And they had Dorian Finney-Smith on the team. And he hit some shots, but they didn't have anybody that could really create their shot tonight. And that's what D'Angelo Russell was. So y'all got rid of D'Angelo Russell, and here it is. This is what the team looks like right now. And LeBron said he could play at a high level for another 5 years. But listen, man, it's time to hang it up. It's time to hang it up. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I agree. He needs to be gone, and he needs to take his son exactly with him. But you know what they're going to do? They're going to be in the business of trying to sell merchandise and trying to get, people fill up their seats. So they're going to go ahead on and they're going to promote Bronny as the next superstar of the NBA. That's already in the works. That's what they're hoping for. What's going on with the Phoenix Suns? He can't dribble either. I totally agree with you. What's going on with the Phoenix Suns? The Phoenix Suns out here 110 to 102, and they're losing games against the Hornets. You got Bradley Beal coming off the bench, man. They have 16-19 right now. So the Phoenix Suns, they got a 3-headed monster, and they're looking ridiculous also. They lost to a team. The Hornets have won 8 games this season. They're 8-27. They're 8-27. Come on, man. They're 8-27. How do you lose to them when you got a 3-head? You got Durant and Beal on your team. There's no way, man. Yeah, anybody can get it any time of the day, but I feel like KD needs to go back to Golden State, man, and play in that system with Curry if you want to win a championship. This is pathetic, man. This is pathetic. But, so back to, LeBron can't dribble. You are correct. Man, they don't play no defense, but hardly no team in the NBA playing defense. But you do got to play some defense. But you would think with the spark of offense that they have, they got Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal. Each of those players can give you 25 points. Got a point guard, each of those players give you 25 points. Or they could go off for 30. They could just, go crazy. But yet they, right now, it looks like they're collapsing again. And, it's not the collapse I want to see because I want to root for the Phoenix Suns. I want to root for Durant to actually win a championship outside of Golden State. But I don't think he's going to win a championship without Golden State because when he's playing on a team like Golden State, when he played there, there was so much there's so much pressure on trying to stop Steph Curry, and the system is built around him that it just allows everybody else to flourish. So that is going to be really interesting to see how the season ends with the Phoenix Suns. But I'm loving what I saw the Dallas Mavericks tonight, man. Big up to Jason Kidd. They went out there without their two stars and one starter missing. So 3 starters, 2 all-stars and 1 starter missing, and they got the job done. They figured out, and this is with LeBron and AD both in the game. So I love what they did. The execution, they attacked the paint, and they worked inside out. And man, Spencer Dinwiddie was phenomenal in this game, man. Spencer Dinwiddie was phenomenal in this game. Absolutely phenomenal. When I mentioned his name the other day when he was on the Lakers, someone said, who? They tried to make fun of the situation. But tonight, he dictated the offense. He was your point guard tonight in place of Kyrie Irving. And let's look at his player stats. Let's look here. P.J. Washington was huge, 22 points. Let's look at Dinwiddie. Grimes had 23. Hardy had 15 points. Dinwiddie had 19 points and 8 assists. 19 points and 8 assists. AD doesn't get the ball in the fourth quarter because there's a gun on the team. That gun is LeBron James. He's the one that wants to take the shots. And there you go. He's padding his stats. So that's why AD doesn't get the ball in the fourth quarter. And everybody goes, well, he needs to demand the ball. Well, you're demanding the ball against a player against a person who is controlling the pace of the offense, and everything's built to center around him. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. AD, he does need to touch the ball more in the fourth quarter, but LeBron has to get him the ball. But LeBron got to get his numbers. AD doesn't touch the ball, so that's the issue there. So who's out? So Luka Doncic will not play today. He's sick, so I'm gonna definitely skip this game because they ain't got no chance to win against the defending champions if Luka Doncic is not on the court. So that game, I'm not even gonna waste time covering that game. Period. I'm not gonna mess with that. That's their offense right there. That's disappointing. That's why I thought the Lakers game. I thought the Lakers were gonna win because I'm like, there's no way that they're gonna lose this game with Luka Doncic out and Kyrie out. And I was getting upset. I'm like, the NBA is just terrible. But, they managed to pull this game out. So, shout out to the Dallas Mavericks for what they did tonight, man. I'm proud of them. And until next time, I'm going to get off of here. Make sure you hit the like button. Keep us in the algorithm, man. We appreciate all the supporters. And we're out.